Hello everybody, Michael Lanfield here. Thank you for joining me. So it's been a long time and this video may be lengthy, so please do stay till the end because I have two things to talk about. First is the updates, and second is I don't know what's it called, but the New World Order 2030 agenda from United Nations, UN, and the World Economic Forum, amongst others. So that's what I have to say today. So we haven't been around on YouTube for a while, Aurora and I, because we've been doing our own things for Peaceful Village and working on various projects and continuing to do planting and the forestry stuff and having guests and volunteers come and stay with us. So we had a lot of things. So let me tell you what big projects have been in the works. So as you know, recently in 2025 I released a new Mother Earth, and since then I wanted to do an audiobook, and for some reason I kind of halted that project at the moment, and instead I wanted to focus on the film. But before the film, the documentary film, I wanted to finish a few odds and ends. I had issues. We had issues with the internet here, issues with the internet on the computer, so that has been resolved. Other issues with electronics and things with the keyboard and so many things. So we had to just deal with them. So that took a little while, and still we're dealing with a few minor issues in Peaceful Village. Nothing major, but a few minor things. And so the projects basically did, just to keep this short, as short as possible, is that I recently released the Interconnectedness of Life, completely rewritten, and a new edition. So the second edition of the Interconnectedness of Life has a completely brand new cover. It has it's completely rewritten, almost completely rewritten, and so check that out. The new Mother Earth, the Interconnectedness of Life. And then we also in 2025 released, as you know, the new Mother Earth, and we also released Our Path to Freedom, second edition. So that has been substantially edited as well. So you can definitely check those out. What else has been going on? Yeah, now we're doing so much. We're editing, not editing, we're translating, or Aurora's translating the book, The New Mother Earth, to Spanish. So that is coming along. So I'm helping in some way with that. I also have been working extensively on reducing our expenses so we don't have to rely on Cabal, and I'll be explaining that a little bit later. So that's ultimately what I've been doing, getting the website going. So the website is up finally. Hopefully the completed version of the website is up and going. So of course there'll be minor edits and minor additions from time to time, but otherwise it's there. If you want to have the latest updates, there we will have the latest updates, so you can check that out. We have a section there about updates. What else are we doing here, or what have we been doing? So basically we switched from a new VPN, and at some point, who knows if we'll switch to another email provider, but let's see what happens. We're still trying to reduce our expenses because we don't want to support the system, as you know. So that is what we are doing, slowly, and harvesting as much as we can from land. So we're planting as much as possible. What else are we doing here? I don't know. It's just a lot of great things. Oh, I've also been working on the new edition, the new version of The Way We Live. And The Way We Live is we've decided that we're going to make it available to everybody. So it's going to be on our website, The Way We Live. It's basically kind of a co-living handbook, more information about how we live and how we wish to live in the near future. So it talks all about us, more than what the website says. So if you want to learn more about Peaceful Village, you'll be able to do so through The Way We Live. And then if you're really interested, you can contact us after if you want to join us here in whatever way. So it talks more about that. So it's kind of a work that can be read in conjunction with the new Mother Earth and our path to freedom and the interconnectedness of life and so forth that I write. This our path. The Way We Live was done by Aurora and myself, and now I'm re-editing it and adding things to it and so forth. So what we're doing now is we're really allowing people to come here, and of course not everyone. Um, Not everyone is resonating at the frequency to allow them to come here. But if people read the handbook and they read the information on the website and they resonate and they want to come and join us, they can contact us. Please, when you contact us, if you want to come as a volunteer or as a guest or whatever, we in fact don't charge any money at all. So, but the point is that we are not producing all of our food here yet. So that is the key. So please, if you come and you do have the funds and you would like to help us in some way, bring some groceries, a lot of fruits and vegetables, bring funds like monetary donations, bring items that we need, that we have on our website, items that we need, or ask us if we need something else. So there's a lot of ways that people can help. We don't accept, at the moment, we don't accept online donations, like monetary donations online. But yeah, somehow, if you can help us in other ways, that would be appreciated. But definitely, people can come here for free. We don't have all the facilities. We have a limited amount of facilities, but if some people have their own tent or they're okay with very minimal conditions, they're welcome here. They're welcome here just to stay here, just to heal, just to be with us, in company and this kind of stuff, right? So we are on the moneyless path, guided by heart, and that's what it is now. So we don't charge anybody for anything unless they really want to come here and give us whatever they have. So we really appreciate that. So everything is given by heart freely, so unconditionally, and nothing is taken back. So whatever is donated to us is the donation, and that's that. So that's what I wanted to mention. So The Way We Live is going to be available this year. So in the next few weeks, I'm getting it ready. Almost done. I'm checking final checkings for of the book, and then that will be available only as an ebook. So far only as an ebook. It will not be available on Amazon or anything, just on the website as an ebook, as a PDF. So people will be able to download that book. Yeah. So what else? Okay. I think that's about it for all the updates. That's 10 minutes of updates. So thank you for joining me. I'm Michael Lanfield from Peaceful Village again. And you can visit our website now, peacefulvillage.org. Another thing is that if you really want to help us, we have our domain name. So if you want to help us somehow pay for our domain name, that's the only thing basically right now that we're paying for is the domain name. It's almost $11 US per year. So it's not a lot, it's 10 something dollars per year. But we don't have any more credit cards and all this kind of thing to use. So please, if you would like Peaceful Village to stay up and to continue, we need to buy a domain name. Unfortunately, I don't know who they are, but they require that people, organizations, pay for a domain name. Otherwise, we're going to have a long domain name, and we don't want that. We want peacefulvillage.org. So if you do have the means to help us and put it on your credit card and pay for 10 years, because we can pay up to 10 years in advance, and then we don't have to worry for 10 years, and then we can renew it again another period of time and so forth. So if you would like to help us and to do that, let us know, because really we need the help. Yeah. So that's something to think about. Also, we need the help paying internet. So that's one other thing. So these are the two things that we have that we're paying for right now. We have a friend that is helping us with a VPN. So thank you so much to our friend for helping us with the VPN. If you want to help also with the monetary donation for VPN, you can give it to us directly here, or somehow, I don't know how to do it, but somehow wire some crypto. I can give you the information about the cryptocurrency, because that my friend accepts cryptocurrency. So right now they're paying through cryptocurrencies, through Monero or something. So you can do that. I can give you the information. Now we're only accepting emails through encrypted means. So if you don't have an encryption, like you don't have an end-to-end encryption, and you don't know how to do PGP encryption, please learn how to do it, or automatically get Proton Mail. But people that are sending Proton Mail to a non-encrypted, non-end-to-end encrypted email provider, it will not work. So both parties have to have an end-to-end encrypted email and a public key. So you have to learn about that. Information's on our website in the contact us section. And if you want to learn more about why privacy matters, we have a section there just newly done recently. So it's why privacy matters. So we include all the information about why online privacy really is so important to us and so vital for everybody to implement and to learn about. So there you can check that out as well. I think that's about it for the updates and information. We have so much there. We have a new page for the films, new page for translation, book translations. So we did a lot to the website. Still the same website, but we did a lot. So yeah. If you have any, I don't know, like a service that we can back up freely our websites and stuff. If you have any like web hosting, your own web server, or any, I don't know, like hard drives and things like this that we can utilize, we would really appreciate it. Any kind of information, any kind of item that would be beneficial for Peaceful Village, any kind of help like a cloud service that you offer, that you can provide us for free from heart, that we can utilize, that would be appreciated. Right now we're using pCloud, so we have an account with them for life, a lifetime plan, and so we just paid one time, and then now we have pCloud. But we could utilize a lot more storage. Would be especially physical storage would be appreciated. I think that's about it. Let's go on with the rest of the video. So what is happening and what we are doing now at Peaceful Village. Aurora and I, we're learning a lot when it comes, especially Aurora, and she's teaching me a lot of things when it comes to, or explaining to me a lot of things when it comes to what is going to happen for 2030, what we need to be aware of in these times. So what is it? I mean, what's happening? What are we, what is happening? What are we doing? How are we taking care? How are we transitioning to completely autonomous, moneyless path? How are we doing this? So a UN, United Nations, and the World Economic Forum, amongst others, they have this kind of world agenda or societal agenda, and it supposedly is going to happen sometime in 2030 or transitioning up to 2030. Some people say that this is going to go up until 2048 or even 2050, and others even 2100. So we really don't know when that period is, when the big kind of catastrophe is going to happen. But and I really don't know, but there is an agenda that they have planned for 2030, and I don't know the full entire agenda. I haven't read the entire manifesto that they have. But UN, United Nations, which is basically includes a lot of countries, over 180, 190 countries. I don't know, 200 countries. I'm not sure how many countries there are, but they're in this, and it's kind of a preparation for the one world government. Yeah. Now, people might say that this is kind of conspiracy theory, or that these people are against society and against politics and this kind of stuff. I want to tell you that I have my own views, my own feelings, my own sense about what's happening, and what I live, what I go by, what I stand by, what I sense, how I live my life. And I don't agree completely with this one world government thing, but definitely things are happening that is taking us to a world where there's going to be what people say global domination, or worldwide domination of humanity. It's happening already. People wake up. It's happening already. And if people cannot see, they're so blind, like, oh, what's happening here? Like, for example, we asked our mothers, what's happening in the places that they're living in, and if there's any like surveillance and things, and many of our mothers and fathers and biological families have no clue what is happening. They're completely blind to the system, or if they know, they only know part of it, and they don't know the rest of it. So, for example, I have a family member that is like completely against COVID, but then again, they're conforming to other things of society and governments and so forth, like things like quantum phones and med beds and Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, and he's a superhero and all this kind of stuff, So really, it's sad because if they know something about how evil COVID is and all this coronavirus nonsense and the vaccinations and this mask wearing thing and whatever, but then they conform to other things. They like vote and they do all sorts of things, and they're part of society still, and they love being in towns and cities. And people, we need to wake up. In towns and cities, especially bigger areas where there's like metropolitan areas, basically there's an agenda. The agenda is more tracking. I cannot say that any of these are in any particular order, but there's mass tracking. So very high tech, sophisticated, advanced technological tracking through cameras and other means. There's biometrics where they take all your information, your fingerprints, your palm readings, probably depends on the countries and the places, and now they're becoming more and more sophisticated. So the cameras are becoming more and more sophisticated and technological, that they're going to be able to check the irises. So the irises are very, very important. That's the key to the soul of the human being. They want us, the cabal, the governments, the whatever, the shadow governments want us to be lifeless. Want human beings to be lifeless, just to obey and to do what they say. That's it. And the corporations, the big multinational, the mega corporations, and the pharmaceutical drug industries are all behind this. And when I say drug, I mean all drugs. If it's recreational drugs like psychedelics, and I'm not talking about psychedelics that are made by plants. I'm talking about psychedelics that are made in a laboratory. I'm talking about fake stuff. Fake laboratory stuff. Okay? Like purely fake stuff. Like there are some psychedelics that are partially made in a lab, like LSD and this kind of stuff. I'm talking about fake things. I'm not talking about cannabis, which is a plant, okay? Or hemp, which is a plant. I'm talking about or ayahuasca, which are plants. I'm talking about, or mushrooms. I'm talking about laboratory made things, okay? So drugs, right? So drugs, people can even say other things are drugs, like shows and movies and films and social media and internet and even looking at the screens are drugs, and food is drugs and this kind of stuff. And yes, in some way, all of these things are drugs, you know. If it's not connected to nature, it's drugs, you know. Some people even say fruit can be drugs, really, because we have so much dependency on eating and this kind of thing. So that's another story. But there's an agenda. There's an agenda happening. It's been happening for the longest time, since the bankers had a centralized bank in the US, and probably even before then. Probably starting of when the governments were formed. But this has started, truly, this started at the time of the herding culture. The time when we started to take large animals and house them, or to take them and to manipulate them for our benefit, so we can use them in various ways for their dead bodies and secretions. So that is what is happening, basically, since that time. But since the Industrial Revolution, it has exacerbated, especially since the 1900s, the early 1900s. And then, of course, with the advent of technology, as we know today, TVs, radios, and so forth, it has exacerbated further and further. And now with the internet, it has exacerbated even further. Of course, there are positives and negatives to using the internet. There's a lot of great information out there and eye-opening information out there, but we gotta decipher what is truth from untruth. And that is something that we need to know and need to resonate through our heart values of love. Truth comes from the heart, which is unconditional love, which is the essence of who every being is. So, what can I say? I mean, there's a world order, new world order here. It's not coming, but it's here now. It's already taking place. It's forming day by day. And we need to know, hey, how do we protect ourselves? Well, there are many, many ways to protect ourselves. But first we need to know what is going on. The new Mother Earth talks about this. Our path to freedom talks about this. The interconnectedness of life talks a little bit about what's happening within society, but more about animal agriculture, how this is the driving force behind what is happening in the world. I think animal agriculture and what we do to non-human animals, I mean, for everything, like how we see them as property, as things to be used, that is like the key, the core problem that we're facing today. And why humanity is suffering, why other beings are suffering, why we're destroying this earth the way we are destroying it. Um, when people see animals being abused, like dogs or cats or these kind of animals being abused, they don't realize that it has to do with what humanity is doing to other beings, right? To all other beings, not just dogs and cats, to chickens, pigs, cows, fishes, in hunting animals and fishing operations, with pets, with animal sanctuaries, all of that needs to stop, basically. We need to stop seeing other beings as property, stop seeing nature as things we can just dominate and control and to exploit. We cannot operate like this anymore. We cannot operate in society any longer. So the first key is really to understand about animal agriculture. Not just animal agriculture as in food wise, but with clothing, with entertainment, with all kinds of entertainment and sports, with I don't know, testing and experimentations, and just every single way that we use non-human animals. And I'm not just saying for food, because food is the largest part of it. The the dairy, the eggs, the honey from bees, um, the flesh or the dead bodies of animals, the meat. And I don't even like to use that word meat because it really doesn't mean anything nowadays. But all animals, we're basically destroying the lives of many different animals, and we need to stop if we want to live in peace and harmony on this earth. It's not going to work any other way. I mean, we need to stop completely, 100%, as much as we possibly can, to stop using animals, non-human animals, in every single which way possible. So that is difficult in society, in places where everything contains some sort of animal ingredient. So we have on our website an animal ingredient list. You can check it out. It's a complete animal ingredient list. If you have additional animal ingredients that have or products that have not been included in that list, let us know, because we want to keep that updated as much as possible. So definitely check that out. It's all on our website. It's there to read. It's open. It's free to read. Um, yeah, it's like there. It's there. It's there. You can definitely check it out. Yeah. So the New World Order is happening. People don't think it's not happening. There's a lot of surveillance, a lot of tracking, and people say, "Well, what's the problem of tracking me if I have nothing to hide?" Well, people, it's because if you want your freedom, if you want to be completely free, then we need to stop conforming to societal nonsense, to cultural nonsense, to religious nonsense, to institutional nonsense. We need to say, no, I'm not going to do this any longer. I'm going to go to the warm tropics. I'm going to start planting all my food, and I'm going to forget about society and forget about living in towns and cities. So that is the key. Really, that is the key. There's a lot of horrible things happening, and I know what's really happening. I went to these cities, these big cities. We went recently, last few months, and we saw what is happening. The surveillance, we went to a place. We will not mention the place. We went to a place where they installed recently 400 high-tech surveillance cameras to track people. 400, and this is not even a big city. It's a kind of a medium-sized city in Ecuador, in a place called Ecuador. 400, and imagine in bigger cities what kind of implementations they're putting into in those cities. So imagine every street, almost every street, having having these kind of high-tech surveillance. And for what? For our safety? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because if we're resonating from love, from unconditional love, and we don't want to harm anybody, no one, no animal or no human animal, then why do we need even cameras if everybody's living with unconditional love? But the point is, not everybody is living with unconditional love because they're eating the dead corpses and secretions of non-human animals. They're taking in all their vibrations, all their anger, all their fear, all the violence, and then they're causing the violence because of what they're taking, what they're putting in. Also, all the wounds of societal programming and brain sullying, and of our past lives, and of biological family problems that we have, and the issues that we face through generation through generation through generation. So we're wounded as humans. So no wonder we are causing violence towards others, towards ourselves, and towards other beings, and to nature, to the earth, to our precious Mother Earth. So if we want everything to stop, all the violence to stop, we need to stop causing violence towards non-human animals and get out to nature already. Start planting our damn food already, all our food. And I'm not talking about small little gardens with a few little tomatoes and some greens, leafy greens. I'm talking about planting a food forest. Planting a food forest in warm tropical regions of the world. This is the key. Planting food forests in the warm tropical regions of the world. So going to a warm place where we have access to warm weather practically 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and growing our own damn food all year round. Food forests are the key, not small little gardens, okay, where we have for 2 or 3 or 4 months of the year. Doesn't work like that. What are we going to do the rest of the year? We're going to conform, and we're going to have to say, hey, give me a microchip in my arm or my hand or my head because I want to obey. No. If we want to be free, if we believe that everybody has the right to be free, then we don't belong in this cabal, societal nonsense. Get out of it. Get out of all the programming. Get out of religion. Get out of societal nonsense. Get out of all the institutions. Screw the voting system. Screw politics. Screw history. Forget about that. Leave it all behind. These are the new times. This is the new Mother Earth saying, wake up, people. We need to do what we need to do. We need to get back to nature because we are nature. We are a part of nature, but we are nature at the same time. Just like we are the spirit, but we are also part of the spirit. Because the spirit is inside, the universe is inside, God is inside, but God is also outside. Both inside and outside, everywhere. We are in this matrix. There's an artificial matrix, which is society, which is the cabal, which is governments and all this kind of stuff. And then there is the real matrix, which is the universal force, the whatever you want to call it, the cosmos, our higher consciousness, whatever it is. God, goddesses, Sophia, Gaia, these kind of things. So the key is to wake up, people. Truly wake up. Of course we wake up. We wake up from our beds and we experience new days and this kind of thing, but we need to wake up spiritually to what is really going on. Say no to all of it. Say yes, we're going to come together as a human species and we're going to make this reality what we really want, this reality. We're not going to follow governments any longer. We're not going to support the monetary system. We're not going to do any of this kind of thing. We're going to band together as a human species. We're going to say yes to cooperation, to harmony, to working together in harmony and cooperation with love, not expecting anything in return. We just give freely our time, our energy, whatever material items that we have to give, whatever monetary donations we have to give, whatever we can give, we give without any expectation in return. So that's what we do when we go to towns. We give whatever we can. We printed from our own budget. We printed a lot of flyers for another project that we call Patria Libre. And so we are now handing out flyers in Spanish to people and talking to them when we go to town. It's not very frequently. It's probably once or twice a month, but we're doing our bit. And we're still working on various projects here. It's going to be a blast. Like we're right now we're working, starting to slowly work on the new Mother Earth documentary film. So if people want to help in any way with this documentary film, you're welcome. Contact us, and we're welcome to somehow collaborate with one another and do whatever we can to get this message out to the entire humanity. So there's so much to say. I don't know what to say. I'm already almost 40 minutes within the video, and I don't want to really go on any longer. I'll try to cut it out at 40 minutes. But yeah, we need to know what's really going on. Wake up spiritually from this like brain fog. No longer can we be ignorant. Ignorant is like having the information and not knowing what's really going on. There's information out there. In whatever language, there's information. Especially in English, there's information. So if you really want to know what's happening, there's information out there. The new Mother Earth, all my books now, all our books for Peaceful Village are all free. Aurora's writing her own books too. If you want to have your book for free on our website, you have a similar theme book, like a vegan, anarchist kind of book, and you want to offer it for free, we will host your book for free. Give it to us, we will read it. If it resonates with us and we really want to share it with people, we will have it on our website. If you have a film, a documentary film that you think that might resonate with us, and we feel that it shares the same values, core values, as we do at Peaceful Village, then we can post it on Peaceful Village. Because that's the key, is to share with one another. If you have content, any kind of content that we could possibly share with people, we don't mind having it on our website if we have the means to do so. Right now we have only 1 gigabyte of space on our website, and we're hosting currently about half of that, a little more than half of that. So if you have any way that we can host our website completely free with no restrictions, no nothing, and you're able to host it as long as possible, we want to support you. We want to support you. Right now we're using a website called Googie Host. They give us limited 1 gigabyte of space and limited in nodes and this kind of thing. So if you have something that you can offer us that has kind of unlimited, right? Of course, we don't want to abuse the system and upload our own personal stuff, but our own private stuff. But strictly for Peaceful Village, we're here. We're doing our part to try to make this possible, this reality possible. Alternative communities possible. So we can help one another. We can do whatever we can to be of service to one another. So yeah, there's information out there. There's no excuse not to know what's really going on. And yeah, just to act, to do the action, to take the action. That means to leave your comfort zone, get the hell out of there, and go to a warm place in the tropics where you can grow your own food. However you do this, you acquire land, you squat on the land, you join a community, whatever it is, and you can join our community for free. Come here if you resonate, we resonate with each other, and you stay here for some at least a year or so, and you can stay here. That's it. If you are dedicated and you want to help us create Peaceful Village, then you're welcome here. And you share the values, the core values and the birthrights with us, and you resonate with everything, and you really want to, you're dedicated to making this a reality, a physical reality. We want you here, people. We want you here. Right now it's only Aurora and myself, so we want you here. So come on and join us at Peaceful Village Raw Vegan Healing Community. We are really wanting to make this a physical reality. It is already a physical reality, but we need more people. So right now, so far, we have gotten a lot of people, but no one who is truly, truly motivated and dedicated and really wants to join us. So come on, where are you folks? We're waiting, and not desperate, of course, because at some point there will be people that are coming that really, truly want to be part of this project. But yeah, we are doing this from heart-based values of love. So no longer are we charging people for their private homestead lot, but it's free. Come here and join. If you want to give a monetary donation or something, so we can transition in the process and do whatever we can in the process, then that is good. If you have skills like building ecologically, natural building, or experience with whatever we would need, all kinds of things, all kinds of different people we need with different skills, different visions, or different, I don't know, like more heads, the better than just one, right? So we need many different people from different walks of life and different backgrounds and so forth, and with different experiences. So we need all kinds of people with so many different talents and experiences to be part of this. Yeah. So that is the key, is really to come together as a human family, not relying on outside authorities, governments, big businesses, on cabal, on society, on this kind of thing, and to get away from towns and cities and go back to nature, live in nature. So that's what I want to say. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I'm Michael Lanfield, and share this video widely with people, and I'm grateful that you have been here listening until this point. That's really about it. Check out our website, peacefulvillage.org, and that's really all I have to say. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.